Hey there, Cowboys fan. You know, sometimes all it takes is one piece of news to flip that switch in your head from nervous to fired up. And that's exactly what this Dak Prescott update does for me. And I bet for you too. Because when your QB1 stands in front of reporters and says, "I'm as healthy as I'll ever be," you can't help but feel that jolt of optimism that maybe, just maybe, this could be our year. Dak's injury last season was no joke. A hamstring avulsion isn't just a tweak. It's surgery, rehab, and months of not knowing if your guy is really going to be the same. But now, heading into training camp, Dak says he's full go. Not half go, not maybe go, full go. Sure, the docs still have to sign off, but you and I both know that when your quarterback feels right in his mind, that's a battle half won. The timing couldn't be better either. We're just days away from camp opening, and the whole team is about to get that much needed reps together. No more off-season speculation, no more highlight reels from OTAs. It's about to get real. And if you think back, when Dak's fully healthy, the numbers don't lie. Just remember 2023, over 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, and a QBR that was among the best of his career. That version of Dak can lead this offense to do special things. And you can tell he wants to get back to that level, not just for himself, but for the whole locker room. I love how Dak owned up to not being where he wanted to be last season. He didn't sugarcoat it. He knows he has to prove it on the field. And that's the leadership that keeps this locker room together. He wants this as much as we do. And when your leader's bought in, it makes you want to believe too. Before we move on, I want to hear from you. Do you think Dak Prescott will bounce back and play at a top 5 QB level this season? Drop your takedown in the comments, and while you're at it, help us hit our big goal of 15,000 subscribers right here on Cowboys News TV. It's free, it helps the channel grow, and it's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of our Cowboys coverage as we roll into camp. Trust me, this is just the start. The best part is what this means for the rest of the roster, so stick around because we're just getting warmed up. So, now that Dak's ready to roll, let's talk about the domino effect on the rest of the offense. Because a fully healthy Dak doesn't just mean a confident quarterback. It means a confident locker room, a more explosive passing game, and a playbook that finally feels unlocked. First off, think about CeeDee Lamb. This man is entering his prime. He's hungry, he's proven, and you know he's eyeing that next-level contract too. When Dak's healthy and decisive, CeeDee feasts. Last season, we saw flashes of how dangerous this duo can be, but it felt like they never quite had that stretch where everything clicked at once. Now, with Dak moving well and not limited in his mechanics, those back-shoulder fades, deep outs, and quick hitters over the middle should all be sharper, but it doesn't stop with CeeDee. Look at Brandon Cooks. We brought him in for a reason. This guy still has wheels, and his ability to stretch the field opens up so much underneath for guys like Lamb, Ferguson, and even Pollard when he's motioning out wide. You can already picture it. Dak surveys the field, Cooks takes the top off the coverage, Lamb slides into a soft spot, boom, chain mover. And speaking of the run game, don't sleep on what a healthy Dak does for our backs. Last year, defenses didn't really have to respect Dak's legs. That made us predictable. If he's truly 100% now, the zone read, the RPO game, the threat of a bootleg, it all comes back on the table. And when defenses have to hesitate for just half a second to spy the quarterback, that's the crease Tony Pollard needs to take a 5-yard run and turn it into 25. Bottom line, this version of the Cowboys offense, with Dak fully in command, can be multiple. It can be aggressive, and it can force defenses to pick their poison. And in this league, that's how you stay ahead. All right, your turn again. What combo are you most excited to see with Dak healthy? Dak and Lamb, Dak and Cooks, or maybe Dak and that new-look tight end room? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget, if you love this breakdown, hit that like button so more Cowboys fans can find it. We're about to dive into the one area where Dak's comeback might matter most, the O-line. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. All right, let's get into what might be the most underrated part of Dak's return, how it changes life for the big boys up front. Because for this offense to really take flight, it all starts in the trenches. First, think about what we asked our O-line to do last year. With Dak limited, whether he'd admit it or not, defenses pinned their ears back. They didn't fear the scramble. They didn't fear the play extension. So you'd see these all-out blitzes or aggressive stunts. That made our line look worse than it really was. But when you have a healthy Dak, a mobile Dak, defensive coordinators have to think twice before they send the house. If you flush him out and he's got that bounce in his step, he'll find Lamb or Cooks improvising downfield, or he'll just tuck it and pick up the first himself. That little bit of hesitation, that's gold for an offensive lineman. Now, factor in the personnel up front. Tyron Smith, yes, he's older. Yes, he's battled injuries, but he's still a monster when he's on the field. Tyler Smith is only getting better. This dude can be an all-pro for years to come. Zach Martin, a Hall of Famer in the making, no question. If these guys can stay healthy together, and that's always the million-dollar question, this line can get back to being that top 5 unit it used to be. And a healthy Dak complements them. It's not just about mobility, it's about timing too. Dak's always been best when he's decisive, when he gets the ball out. On time, he minimizes hits, keeps the pocket clean, and keeps the offense in rhythm. That's huge for pass protection and for the run game. Let's not forget, the Cowboys' identity has always been built on a strong O-line. That identity got a little blurry last year, but with Dak moving freely and the line getting back to form, we could see that old-school Dallas nastiness again. Big runs, clean pockets, and defenses worn out by the fourth quarter. So here's the big question for you. Who's your lineman to watch this year? Is it Tyron trying to hold it down one more season? Tyler taking that next step? Or maybe a sleeper like Terrence Steele proving he's back? Sound off below? I love hearing your takes. Up next, we've got to tackle the big one. Can Dak, at 100%, finally get us over the playoff hump? That's the conversation every Cowboys fan has been waiting for. All right, Cowboys Nation, this is the heart of it all. Because let's be real, we can talk stats, we can talk comeback, stories, but it always circles back to this one burning question. Can a fully healthy Dak Prescott finally lead us to the Super Bowl? It's the shadow that follows him every snap. Some fans say he's got the tools, the leadership, the locker room respect. But does he have that extra gear when the lights are brightest? Fair question. Last season didn't exactly help silence the doubters. The injuries, the misfires in big moments, it gave the Dak can't win when it matters crowd all the ammo they needed. But here's where it gets interesting. We've seen flashes of that guy. Think about that playoff game against Tampa in 2022. Dak was flawless. He looked in command, mobile, decisive, everything you want in your franchise QB. That's the Dak we need, not just for a game or two, but for a full postseason run. And honestly, a big piece of that puzzle isn't even about Dak. It's the supporting cast, the O-line we talked about, the receivers staying healthy, the defense not collapsing late. Football's the ultimate team game. Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. Joe Burrow has that monster receiving core. Dak needs everything clicking too. And don't forget Mike McCarthy. This is where he has to earn that star on his hat. Is he going to put Dak in positions to succeed? Call the right plays in crunch time? Manage the clock like a pro? All of it matters if we're serious about getting past the divisional round. So, Cowboys fans, I'm throwing it back to you. What do you think? Is this the year Dak finally proves all the haters wrong? Does this offense have enough firepower, enough grit, and enough health to make it through the gauntlet and bring that 6th Lombardi back to Dallas? Drop your predictions in the comments. Let's get this debate going, and don't hold back. You know I'll be in there, reading every single take. All right, that wraps up this deep dive on Dak's return and what it means for our Cowboys. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stay tuned, because you know I've got plenty more Cowboys talk coming your way. All right, Cowboys family, before we wrap this up, let's just take a moment and put this all into perspective. We're standing at the edge of a season that feels like it could finally be different. We've got Dak Prescott healthy, a solid O-line if they can hold up, young receivers hungry to make a name, and a defense that's shown they can be game changers on any Sunday. But here's the truth. All the hype means nothing if this team doesn't show up when it matters most. It's been almost 3 decades since we've seen a Lombardi trophy come home to Dallas, and that drought weighs on every single player who puts on that star. And it weighs on us fans, too. We live and breathe this team all year long. So what's it going to take? It's going to take heart. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take every single man on that roster buying into something bigger than themselves. Because we've seen teams with less talent pull it off when they've got that fire and that belief. The question is, do these Cowboys have that edge? That's where you come in, Cowboys Nation. You're the fuel behind this team. You're the voice in the stadium, the roar behind every third down stop, the belief that maybe, just maybe, this is our year. And look, even when it's not pretty, even when it hurts, we're still here. That's what makes us different. So as we head into this season, I want you to keep that fire burning. Debate every roster move, celebrate every big play, hold this team accountable, because that's what real fans do. And hey, stay locked right here on Cowboys News TV, because I promise you, I'll be right here with you every step of the way, breaking down the good, the bad, and everything in between. All right, Cowboys family, you know the drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and drop your boldest prediction for this season in the comments. I want to see who's got faith and who's keeping it real. Until next time, go Cowboys, baby!